Hey XRP community, big alert. What I'm about to share with you could change the course of the entire crypto market. A company listed on the NASDAQ has just integrated XRP as a payment method. Yes, real payments, not theory, not pilot tests. We're talking actual implementation of the XRP ledger. And that's not all. Former President Donald Trump is pushing for rate cuts, the Federal Reserve is preparing for a major decision, and other key tokens are being listed on major exchanges. Put all of that together, and you've got the perfect storm that could send XRP's price flying. So stay with me until the end, this one's going to be big. Let's be clear, XRP is finally being used for what it was built to do. Wellgistics Health, a company listed on the NASDAQ, has officially announced that it's integrating XRP and the XRP ledger for payment processing. This is huge. We're talking about a company in the healthcare sector, US regulated, with tight financial controls, that can't afford any funny business. If they're using XRP, it's because XRP checks all the boxes. And this totally shuts down the tired narrative that XRP is just a bank coin with no real-world use. No, this isn't theoretical. We're talking about regulated business transactions, in production, using XRP. This move by Wellgistics could be a major turning point, because once one company does it, others will follow, especially those that need speed, low fees, and cross-border efficiency. And guess what? That's exactly what XRP offers. Where there's real-world use, there's demand. And where there's demand, the price starts moving. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. Now on to the second piece of news, which ties in perfectly with the first. Donald Trump, former president of the United States, just said that he believes Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell may be ready to cut interest rates. And when someone like Trump says that, especially in this kind of macro environment, the markets listen. But what does a rate cut actually mean? In short, more liquidity. Loans become cheaper, businesses borrow more, consumers spend more, and investors start chasing higher returns. And where do they go? To riskier assets. That includes stocks, and especially crypto. We've seen this before. Every time the Fed cuts rates, the stock market climbs, and in recent years, the crypto market rockets even faster. But this time could be different, because now XRP isn't just riding on hype, it's being adopted by real companies. Combine that with a flood of liquidity, and you've got the perfect setup for a price breakout. And I'm not the only one saying it. Let's look at what another key figure just said. Bill Polt, director of the Federal Housing Administration, recently said he's optimistic that Jerome Powell will do the right thing in next week's FOMC meeting. If you're not familiar, the FOMC is the Federal Open Market Committee, the one that makes the official call on whether to raise, hold, or cut interest rates. And Pulte's not some fringe voice. He's a key player in U.S. economic policy. When he says this, it's because the pressure is real, political, social, and financial. If the Fed goes through with a rate cut next week, it would send a strong bullish signal across all markets, including crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP all could see major upside. And again, if real-world adoption is already happening, like we saw with Wellgistics, then we're looking at a market setup that could be explosive for XRP. Lower rates plus real adoption equals a possible market rally. And we're not done yet. Let's move to the fourth and final news item. HBAR, the token from Hedera, has just been listed on Robinhood. That's right. Just last week it was listed on Kraken. Now it's on Robinhood. And this shows us something very important. Major exchanges are starting to prioritize tokens that have institutional use cases, real adoption, and are building the infrastructure of the future. HBAR, like XRP, is part of the ISO 2022 compatible ecosystem. That means it's built to integrate with next-gen banking systems and financial messaging networks. So what does this have to do with XRP? Everything. Because this trend tells us that the market is shifting. Exchanges are favoring projects that are here to stay, projects with utility and scalability. If HBAR is getting this kind of attention, how long until XRP is next? Now imagine the exposure XRP could get if it gets listed on Robinhood, where millions of retail users trade every day with just a tap. Institutional volume? Already there. Retail floodgate? Just waiting to open. Let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. XRP is already being used for real payments by a NASDAQ-listed company. This is real-world adoption, not speculation. Donald Trump and other major voices are pressuring the Fed to cut interest rates, which historically pushes crypto higher. The Fed makes its decision next week. A rate cut could trigger a wave of market momentum. Institutional-grade tokens like HBAR are gaining attention. It's already on Kraken and Robinhood. XRP might be next. So if you're part of this community, if you're holding XRP, or you just want to stay updated on what really matters, check out the video I'm linking on screen. Trust me, it's worth your time. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. See you in the next video.